Welcome to the WACO Experience, an American story,
We the people.
with your host, D. Scott Smith.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Interviews with leaders in business, government, and nonprofit organizations.
Promote the general welfare.
Jobs, products and services, and infrastructure for strong communities.
Secure the blessings of liberty.
The WACO Experience is an American story, a story of communities across America. It is your story.
Surfing waves is the one way that human beings can interact with an actual waveform. It is this freeing feeling that once you do it right for the first time, it's like, sorry, dude, you're a surfer now.
In this episode of the WACO Experience, an American story, it's part one of my chat with Mike Schwaab, one of the owners at WACO Surf. I'm your host, D. Scott Smith, and you might not expect a feature story in American Surf magazine to highlight Waco, Texas. It's not a one-off story. Surfer Magazine, Beach Grit, Surfer Today, Surfline, Surfing Australia, and many other surfing-specific publications have articles on Waco Surf. Even Red Bull raves about surfing in the heart of Texas, which is 4 hours from the closest surfable beach. Before the surf lagoon was completed, a pro surfer was filmed doing a backflip while surfing on the artificial waves. The video went viral, and Waco became a world-famous surfing destination. This program is made possible by sponsors: White Bluffs Construction, custom building, home remodeling. Call Seth at 254-227-2002 and schedule White Bluffs Construction to build your patio, deck, or maybe you're ready to build that custom home. Visit the website, whitebluffsconstruction.com. We had questions about healthcare insurance. Monica Shannon of Texas Healthcare for You listened to us and helped my family to find the right insurance coverage. Call Monica today at 254-339-3421. Visit the website, txhealthcareforyou.com. That's txhealthcare, the number 4, and the letter U.com. Biddy and Beau's Coffee offers hot and cold beverages, catering, and provides employment for people with disabilities. They have a conference room you can reserve and use at no cost. Visit Biddy and Beau's Coffee today at 110 Franklin in Waco. The Cactus Rose Ranch offers Western riding lessons for beginners, intermediate, and advanced riders. Bring your own horse or use one from right there on the ranch. You'll learn confidence and fundamental horsemanship from day one. Learn more online at thecactusroseranch.com. Heart of Texas TV Indoor Billboards. My friend James Battle, former helicopter pilot for the U.S. Army, and his team at Hot TV amplify your brand where it matters most. Be seen where your customers eat, work, shop, and play. Learn more on the web, hotdigitaltv.com. D. Scott here. I am on location at WACO Surf with Mike Schwaab. He's one of the owners of this beautiful facility. This is, I'll just say, we're going to start right off the bat. This is a destination facility. This is not your usual neighborhood water park, little swimming pool that you're going to bring your kids to. This is a destination. So, Mike, let's drop right into the deep end, if you will.
I'm ready for it, baby. You nailed it. It is, I always say it's one of the weirdest places in America. I remember to this day the first time I stepped foot on this property with the idea that Central Texas was a bunch of flat dirt. I was, if you can't tell from the accent or have never seen me around town, my life's been pretty focused around surf. So the first time I came here was as a guest. I was coming here to go surfing, and it was November of 2019, I believe. And from that, fell in love with the place. For those of you who haven't been here, we've got about 90 acres of activated park, and that covers everything from cable wakeboarding to some crazy water slides to the alleged world's longest lazy river. I have never independently verified that fact.
You know, that'd be a good one. How do you actually measure it? Inside, outside?
I will say that it was a question on Jeopardy, and those guys have to do their homework, right? So yeah, maybe it is the longest lazy river in the world. And then again, if you're a surfer globally, anywhere in the world, you know about Waco Surf. It is a world famous, every bit of a world famous wave pool. It is, we are very fortunate as surfers to live in the timeline where human beings have figured out how to replicate ocean waves and allow us to enjoy them.
All right. Tell people how to find this place. What's the website? What's the address?
Yeah, for sure. The website, super easy, wacosurf.com, WACOSURF.com. We're located at 5347 Old Mexia Road. Mexia is Mexia for those not in the know. So 5347 Old Mexia Road, and it's just about 15 minutes out of downtown Waco.
And if you look at the website, you start digging through and seeing what you got going on. And one of the things that you'll find first off is the map of the facility.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what we're going to see.
Yeah, so when you come in through the front gate, the first thing that you're going to see is the cable park. You drive past the cable park to get into the parking lot. And you'll also notice, if you've got keen eyes or are in the know, which all the listeners are now, the cable park is oval shaped, and the middle of the oval is an island. And in the middle of that island, we have 3 ringtail lemurs that live out here. They were here when we got here, when we bought the place. I would never go to the market to buy primates, but now we got 3 of them, and they're pretty cool. So you pass the cable park, you'll see the check-in building for the cable and for the water park side. And above that, on the second story, there's a full-service restaurant. And then you go to park, and when you park, you'll see the surf lobby and check-in building. The second story of that building is a 13-key hotel room. So we've got 11 standard rooms and 2 suites. And I should also mention that in the cable wakeboard lake, on the back, on the lake, we have 7 cabins that we rent out as well as 2 single-family homes on the property. Those 2 single-family homes have their own pool. One of them's on a lake. One of them's got a big backyard with a pool in it. And yeah, you can see the water slides. You can see the, again, alleged world's longest lazy river, and quite possibly the piece de resistance, the surf lagoon.
So this is what's crazy, is you think, oh yeah, we're going to go out to the water park, got some slides, the lazy river, that's pretty common. Then, as you say, when you drive in, you see the cable park. And I'm watching a guy take a jump.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So they're on wakeboards.
Yes, sir.
This is a course that's available for entry-level beginner.
Absolutely.
And beyond.
Absolutely.
Tell us about this cable park.
Yeah, so the cable park was built in 2012. It was actually like the first amenity on this property that was open to the public. It was put in, and it made waves. A little pun there for you, a little Waco surf pun there for you. Made waves in the cable spot, and it's still a destination cable park for a lot of professional riders. We get a lot of the brands come out here, do demo days, and a lot of the pros come out here to get content. We've got a bunch of different features in the water, from rails to jumps to kickers, that we move very frequently. So there's a very, very good chance that if you come back for your second ride, the course will be a little bit different, a little bit updated with the way that the features are laid out.
So just like at the golf course where they move the pin around on the green, right? Yeah. So you guys can reconfigure the course.
Yeah.
And you can probably increase the difficulty as well as you do that.
For sure. So like we have different features for different levels of riders. And depending on how you move those around, you can make some super high tech pieces. You can also have like, hey, this is my first time. I want to try a rail, get that set up. And then to your previous question about capabilities, we do try and make it as accessible as possible to the local community. So on the weekends, at 11 a.m. and then again at 2 p.m., those 2-hour sessions are beginner sessions. So we slow down the actual cable, give you much more instruction on how to get off the dock. A lot of people have wakeboarded behind a boat and understand the pop-up from behind a boat. This you're sliding off a dock. And for first timers, it could take a couple tries to get it going. So we slow down the cable and teach you how to do it. And with, the express intent that you love it and you come back and you're like, all right, I want to try it faster now.
Let's talk about the slides, because that's kind of an entry point.
Oh, yeah.
For many people.
Can't miss it. It's the tallest thing on the property, I believe. And we have a lot of trees out here, but that thing sticks out up the top. Yeah, the slides went in 2016, I believe. And again, have become famous. They've been featured on tons of different TV shows. It's been on Ridiculousness. It's been on all sorts of stuff. Because it is a very unique set of water slides where you climb really high to the top of a tower. You're basically going down really fast and hitting a ramp on the end and landing in a 17-foot deep pool.
So I'll just remind people we are talking with Mike Schwaab, one of the owners here of WACO Surf.
That's me in the flesh.
And I'm going to let people know right now, this is a 2-part episode because we're talking about the park. There is so much going on. Because as I say, you look and you go, oh yeah, you've got the slides. Oh, you've got the lazy river. Oh, and you've got the cable park. Oh, and you've got the surf lagoon.
Accommodations, food and beverage. It's
not just a place to stay. It's, oh, you can stay here and you can stay here and you can bring your RV and you've got cabins, and then you can rent the cabanas.
Yes,
there's
sir.
a couple of different cabanas.
Yes, sir.
To rent. Let's talk about the lodging here.
For sure.
Because that's you can bring your family here and you could spend your entire time at WACO Surf and go out and hit some of the highlights, right? Go out and see Dr. Pepper Museum. Go see Magnolia.
Part of because we build a lot of trips for our guests out here. The surf community, there's an incredible Texas surf community, which, to be totally fair, was a bit of a surprise when I got here. Texas has waves, but it's not known for waves on the Gulf Coast. You get down south a bit and the waves get better. But like if you're looking at Galveston and stuff, like sometimes it
we were down at Corpus Christi and
Corpus can get some waves.
No, I came from Oregon. And not a big surf community there. I call it seal surfing, right? Because you got to have a pretty thick
wetsuit,
pretty thick set of blubber. That you attach to yourself.
Yeah. So,
and there's some fair waves there, but
it can pump in Oregon. Like, Oregon's raw and
in the
scary.
Winter.
Yeah.
In the winter is the time when they're out there.
That's most surf spots because you want all the offshore storms building up swell. But yeah, so to your previous point, we build a lot of trips because we get a lot of visitors from the coasts of the states, from people that grew up surfing but now live inland to come out here, a ton of international visitors. So when we start planning trips for people to come out, hey, we're going to come 3 days, 2 nights. Here's the amount of surf we want. Here's the times we want to do it. We always engage local community and really favor anything that's entrepreneurial. Everything Waco has to show. I found when I moved here, it's just such a young entrepreneurial town. Bunch of young dudes and dudettes starting up coffee shops, bars, restaurants, places to hang. And so like we send our guests, we'll be like, hey, you don't need to leave this property, but we want you to. We're going to send you into town. You're going to get a coffee at Pinewood. You're going to get dinner at Milo, whatever the case may be, and really show people what Waco is. Even in the time I've been here, I moved here 2020, full-time, 2021, and the growth of this town in these last 4.5, 5 years has been nothing short of, pin your ears back. There's been a lot been going on, and I appreciate it. Like I live here, and I really appreciate and enjoy living in a town that has room for growth and incubates that with entrepreneurs. Yeah,
there's some pretty good history in the community. And then there's a lot of new stuff going on. So it's a good mix, which I appreciate. I really like the things that I'm seeing people come together. So like yourself, I'm newer than you are here, but I felt at home when I first came here.
It's a very welcoming community. Little subsects of the community. There's everything from music to food to art to surfing, if I may. Yeah, it's a great.
Well, of course,
it's a great spot.
We are here at Surf Waco, and this is the first of 2 episodes because we're going to get Mike into your background in the next episode.
Cool.
But there's so much going on here. The other thing that I was just marveling at is the different types of food that you have available here.
For sure,
it's not just a little.
Food. Yeah, so we have a couple different F&B locations. On the surf side, we have the Taco Shack, and that is Baja California-esque tacos, street tacos, breakfast burritos, these types of things. And then also on that side, we have a swim-up pool bar which, it's fucking huge here in the summer. If you live in Texas, swim up pool bars, hard to beat. And then we also have on the second story by the hotel, we've got the Star Bar that just has amazing views overlooking the surf machine. So you can have a cocktail, Diet Pepsi, whatever floats your boat, and watch people surfing. And on the water park side, we've got the Wedge Grill, which is burgers and dogs, but like just fantastic burgers. Very curated in the way that the menu was set up. Everyone that eats a burger there goes, yeah, I'm getting another one. I had some buddies out here. We were recording some music. We took a break to go get some food, drove over, got a burger, drove back, and then 4 of the dudes drove immediately back over and got another hamburger. They're like, nah, dude, I can't leave without absolutely pounding some of these things. And then we also have on the weekends and public holidays, I mentioned earlier, above the Cable Park Water Park check-in building on the second floor there, full service restaurant. It's got a bar, but it's also like, think curated pub food.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Hey, if I'm going to eat here 2 meals a day every day, we're going to have good food here.
It's always good to have the owner on site.
Exactly.
Wherever you stay.
Exactly.
And here, not only are you having fun with the water, you've got great food. Your whole family can enjoy it. You can stay here. You can be here the whole week. And then, as you said, it's just a short drive to a lot of the highlights of the Waco tourist area.
Big time.
But let's talk about surfing, because you've got this wave tank out there, and I'm looking into this. It's called, it's a Perfect
Swell.
Perfect Swell.
Perfect Swell is the technology made by a company based in San Diego called American Wave Machines.
And so here's the deal. If people don't come to Waco to see this, and they want to see one of these machines, schedule a trip to Japan or Brazil, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So come to Waco.
Yeah.
Save some bucks.
The wave pool space is very much in its infancy, but also very much blowing up right now globally. The rest of the world's been a little quicker to bring these on board than the U.S. has. But that being said, right now there are 3 other, quote me on that, you're going to have to look at the exact date because these things are popping up. But
sure, yeah.
3 other operating pools right now. Different techs, though. They're not American Wave Machines.
Well, I can tell you one competition. As I mentioned, I came from Oregon State University.
Yeah.
Land grant school. So civil engineering is one of the big things.
Yep.
So what do they have there?
The Bend River Wave.
They have got I think 3 different wave tanks there that they can build these structures, put them in, test, see what happens.
Test erosion.
Now, one of them is about 100 yards long, and there is a picture of one of the professors surfing down that thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it must have been extremely dangerous. He probably got formal reprimand for surfing in the machine. But hey, now he can do it legally. He can come here. And so you mentioned Wedge, one of the restaurants.
Yes.
That's also one of the waves.
It is one of the waves.
Okay, so
it's one of my favorites.
Let's run through and talk about this because this is from beginner to advanced.
I was going to say, I'll run it through the glories of the tech that we use. It allows for so much variability that we can, at the push of a button, change the wave selection from direction. You want to go right or you want to go left? To the size. What is your skill level? Do you want to try something new? So we have probably 60 different waves that we use pretty consistently. If you come and just book one of our regular hours, one of our public hours, we have a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced wave. And then if you book a private hour with us, then we open up the selection to everything else we have. So to your point, one of those waves is called the Wedge. And the whole point of the Wedge is to get barreled, and getting barreled is my favorite thing in the world. Like, doing a good turn feels great, and I love to get a good turn in and go check the video afterwards. But getting barreled is my favorite feeling in the entire world.
All right, explain what that looks like.
Okay, so you take off and you see people normally surfing down the wave with the wave. If you have enough power in the back of the wave that it folds over the top, it creates what's the barrel. Like if you see any iconic like pipeline footage where the dudes are like underneath the lip of the wave but still surfing it, that's a barrel. And when you get into the barrel, you see that folded wave in front of your head, so you know you're in it, and the sound just completely changes. Nothing else outside of you and that barrel exists. Your sound just turns into this. And yeah, it's the best. Nothing else bothering you. Nothing else matters other than you are now in the barrel. And if you don't get out of it, you're going to get smoked.
Well, you know, I was born in Southern Cal, grew up in Oregon, and we did the body surfing. This is before boogie boards.
Yeah.
Out at Newport Beach, Balboa, so forth, right? And actually, the only reason you did it is so you could tell stories about getting slammed on the on the sand underneath, right? Yeah. What's it like here? When we talked about just one ways, the wedge and the barrel.
Yep.
And you go from beginning to advanced because the U.S. surf team comes here.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So pros, even out on the cable park, you've got pros coming in.
On any given
what are these
day,
other waves?
On any given day, you never know who you're going to see here because, again, this is a destination resort. And anyone even that's touched the surf space, from celebrities to professional athletes, musicians, whatever, like this is a stop, whether they're on tour or their son's getting married or they're getting married. Like you never know who you're going to come and see here. But getting back to the waves. So like when we got here, this was very much an advanced surfer's spot. Like there wasn't a lot of community build behind it. And hopefully what you've seen since you've been here on site, like making a family oriented, and family can be, you know, like we all live in the same house. Family can be the best friends you've had your whole life. Like we wanted this to be that, and wanted to make sure that something that's been important enough to myself and my business partners in our lives in surfing, we wanted to start to share that. Like, dude, why have an inland surf park if you're not going to teach people that live inland how to surf? So we put a big stress on building, designing, and implementing a beginner wave so that we can move people intermediate into advanced. And can't say enough for the community support. We didn't know if anyone was going to be interested, and our beginner sessions are our highest occupancy rate of any of our surf sessions because the local community has gone like, I get it. I may have done this once on a family trip to Galveston, but you know, you're dealing with Mother Nature. Like, is there swell? Is there wind? Are there any waves? Where here you get a perfect peeling wave. Like the beginner wave, I go out there sometimes just because I super dig it. Get on a big foam board, go out and just cruise on the beginner wave. And being able to share that with the local community has been fantastic.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to take a surf lesson. And this is like the most iconic place, other than maybe Malibu. Waikiki Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I remember it was, you're just waiting, hoping that wave's going to come. You don't have to hope here. No, you know it's coming.
Yeah, you just hit a button.
You get ready and it's going.
I say all the time, like I grew up in Southern California. Lived in Australia for about a decade. Lived in Hawaii for about 3 years. Lived in San Diego again, and now I'm in Waco, Texas. And of every place that I've ever lived, Waco, Texas has the most consistent surf, like without a doubt. They're not even on the same chart. Waco surf has the most consistent surf. You just go up there, hit a button,
that's right,
get after it.
And my daughter doesn't have to worry about what she's going to step on.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about like what you're going to step on. You don't got to worry about what's swimming around you. And the biggest one for beginners all the way through advanced is you're not competing for waves. You don't have to worry about someone paddling around you and catching the wave in front of you. You don't got to wait for the swell to come in. You know, like, hey, man, this 3 waves from now, it's my turn. And that's the end of it. And you know you're going to get a perfect wave.
I love the family aspect. We've talked about some of the different features that you have out here. We're sitting in a great room right here.
Oh, yeah.
Glassed on 4 sides.
It's called the Glass House. Clever name.
So we're in the Glass House. This is probably, what, 1,500 square feet? 2,000? Where are we at?
You tell me, baby. I got no idea.
Well, I'm just saying this is a big meeting space. I'm looking at this and thinking, this is a perfect place to come out for an event.
Yeah. So
weddings, whatever.
Exactly. We've had weddings here. We've had bar mitzvahs. We've had quinceañeras. We do a lot with Baylor, like they've got their college life formals, etc. happen here. We've had some high school proms for some of the smaller schools in the area that come out and do it here. And then we do big corporate events where a company will come down and, we're doing 2 days of meetings, 3 days on site. They'll come put up their whole crew in the hotel and the cabins and the houses and meet here in the afternoon for meetings. And the rest of the day, you just get to go hang out. We got surf at 2 p.m. You can go try the cable. Yeah.
So you're serving a couple of different really broad categories.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the local folks, and then you've got the worldwide pros that know about Waco, of all places.
I know.
The heart of Central Texas. We're 5 hours from the coast where you could surf?
Yeah.
And yet the world knows about Waco surf.
The world knows the same, like the surf world knows the same way that I did. Our lagoon was built in 2018. And when they were still doing construction around it, but they had finished up the lagoon, they had put water in it, and they invited a couple pros to come out here. Because the early days of man-made waves, it was still one of those things where it's like, I don't know if this is going to be real. There's this clip of this pro surfer from Hawaii, Seth Moniz, and I don't know how many tries it took him, but it was on day one and he did a backflip, and that went instantly viral. I was living in Australia at the time, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, man, this is going to change the surf world. It's like, again, I talked about it earlier, like growing up on the coast, living around the coast, something that has been so important to my life, but other people just geographically didn't have access to. The world is going to learn the glory of surfing. There's a great quote. It's from an old surf movie, came out in like the 70s. This dude, it's called like Crystal Lagoon, or I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Old hippie dude, lived on his boat, old school days of surf exploration where you just travel around, find a wave no one's ever surfed before. And he's talking about what surfing is to him. And his thesis is, everything that you do, that your senses interact with in the world, is wave-based. Your sight, your sense of feel, hearing, audio waves. He's like, surfing waves is the one way that human beings can interact with an actual waveform, that you can manipulate the waveform to do what you want to do. And the first time I saw that movie, I heard that and I was like, well, darn, that's exactly what it is. It is this freeing feeling that once you do it right for the first time, it's like, sorry, dude, you're a surfer now, and it's only going to get more expensive from here. And now you're going to want to go get the nicest wetsuit. You're going to want to buy a bunch of boards. You're going to hang out at Waco all the time. It is, you can't get away from it. Once you do it, you can't get away from it. I remember my first, like, peeling proper wave. I know the board that I was riding. I know the surf break I was at. It doesn't leave me.
So we're just getting a little glimpse here into the brain of Mike Schwaab. And we're at Surf Waco. We're going to end this first episode. I want everyone to tune in to the next episode because we're going to continue this conversation.
We'll be here, bro. You better be back.
The Waco Experience, an American Story, is a production of D. Scott Smith Company, all rights reserved. Thank you for listening.